Hi everybody, welcome to J Stern Designs and welcome to my new clean studio with a new configuration of workspace, a new machine. I have so much excitement going on in here I can barely stand myself. The only thing is I am playing with different configurations for my camera situation. So right now I have my face camera right on my cutting work table, and I have my big camera right here, and it's a little bit backwards from what I had before, so we're gonna have to kind of see, how that's gonna work. So I'm gonna be playing with my camera angle and everything today, so that's what's happening. And I thought it'd be fun to share my new sewing machine with you while I make pants for my daughter Anna, yoga pants, and I'm going to show you how to use SeraFlex thread from Metler. This is a new stretchy thread that they came out with, and it's very similar to Coates' EllaFlex. So what I want to do is, I'm going to show you how to sew yoga pants on the sewing machine, and I'm going to show you why using a stretchy thread is helpful. Let me just stop and say hi to Diane and Janie. How are you ladies? Welcome. I'm excited. Let's see. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first open up a few packages I got with Warm Hats for All. I haven't done that in a while, and actually I brought a few bunches of them last week, and this week I'll be able to bring more. So let me open these up so you can see the Warm Hats for All that I have. We are approaching 80 hats. I'm super excited. Hi Nilgun, welcome. Let me just get this other hat over here. So one of the ladies who sent me a hat earlier sent me a deluxe version. Sherry made this for us, and look it's got the pom-pom and it's got the little ties. This is adorable. So this hat is going to my sister-in-law, and let's see who else sent some hats. These are from Diane. So let me just open this up. Let's see. All right, let's see. Oh my goodness. All right, so I received my first knitted version that is beautiful, or maybe it's crocheted. Well, I'm not sure, but the bottom line is this is beautiful, Diane. Wow, very nice. And then two of the fleece versions, a nice yellow one and a nice printed green one, teal. That's so pretty. Thank you, Diane. I'll be sending out coupon codes for you ladies. All right, oh, and there's a little note. Let me see the note. Wishing you and your family all the best in 2021. Sorry I wasn't able to get these hats to you sooner. I've included one I crocheted. Perhaps someone can use it. Be blessed, Diane Bacon. Okay, so there's the answer. This is a crocheted hat, and look how pretty it is. Let me see if I can change my view here. Hold on. All right, so okay, so let me just let me just switch my view so you can see how cool that is. So pretty. Hi Mary, nice to see you. Nilgun says beautiful hat. All right, so let's see. I also have another package here. Let me just open up this one. Okay, let's see. Oh, look at this beautiful green color. I love it. That's very, very cool. Let's see who sent us this. This is from Eileen. Thank you for this pattern. I have made a total of 8. My 3 granddaughters each wanted 2. I'm sending one to my nephew who has just completed chemo and of course one for your project enclosed. Merry Christmas. Eileen, if you're watching, thank you so much. And I'm so happy you're spreading warm hats around to your family members as well. I think that's wonderful. I will be sending you a coupon code. Beautiful green hat. And then we have this is from Ednora. Let me see. All right. Woo. Okay, let's see. We got a bunch of different colors in here. Oh, look at this pink one. And, oh, look at this is reversible. Look how cool that is. It's a different pattern, but I love it. Look at. And then another one of these. Very nice, Ednora. I don't think you sent me your email address. I'll see if I can find it so I can send you a coupon code. These are very nice hats. I think this is a Seahawk. Oh, yes, it is. Seahawk. All right, so this is the second sports team I've received because PG sent me some that were, I think, Flyers. So that's very cool. Someone is going to love these hats, and I will get these down to my sister-in-law on Tuesday. So there is that. All right, let me just do a quick, I'm just going to give you a quick tour of my studio. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get behind my camera here and just show you my studio. So you can see here I've got, this is my work table, right? So see, that's the work table I normally have, and you can see my computer is set up on it. And then I have other things, and it goes all the way to the wall. That's a big light. And then in the back, I don't know if you can see, but behind my computer, I put my small quilting table for Anna to sit at. So she has her workstation. I think you can see if I put this down. She's got her computer there, so she can work there nice and neat. And I still have my dress forms over there, so if I need to take pictures. Hi, PG. I'm just giving a tour of my studio. All right, and so then when you come over here, here is my new machine. I am so excited. I'm going to be showing you how to sew on there. It's the Janome 67P. Look how nice that is. Super exciting. So I have that, and it's set into this new cabinet my friend Eric brought me. So now I've got an L-shaped sewing space, which makes me really happy. And I'll be able to leave the sewing machine in this permanent spot, so I don't have to keep lifting it off the ground. And then if I need to, I can set my serger up next to it. So if I'm doing a project that's got 2 different machines required, I can have them both set up right there. And then I have my work surface. And you can see I've already cut out yoga pants to make for Anna. I've been promising her, so, you know. And then over here, let me just wing it around here. You can see my new clean bookshelves. Okay, so I've cleaned everything. I have no like dirty or messy piles yet. And then my sergers here. And when Eric came, he took the vintage machine I have sat in there. It needs a little loving attention, so he took that back to fix it. So anyway, that's my studio. Very excited. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to set up my camera so I can get a good angle of my sewing machine. And here's the trick is going to have to be showing it to you while I'm sitting in front of it, so I'm hoping this is going to work. I think I will just leave it like that for right now. All right, and I'm hoping what I can do is I can show you how to use it and not be in the frame. So we'll see. We'll see about that. So let me just switch me back over to here. All right, so that was really fun. I'm super excited. I still have a little bit more cleaning to do, and I want to try to get maybe a better situation for my cameras. But for now, it's working, and I can do my live stream. I have a few students I'm working with privately for fitting in my Zoom fitting classes, and I'm teaching virtual classes, and I think this is going to work out great. So I'm very excited about all of this stuff. Diane says, love your new studio, very good special plan and so organized. It is. I feel relieved that I know where everything is, and it's the mess was getting to me. Like, I had piles of stuff everywhere, so I finally just bit the bullet and cleaned it. So what I'm going to do now is I want to make sure I can sew here. I want to be able to sew here and show you. And I think that this angle will work. And I'll zoom in when we start going. But basically, this is the Janome 67P. And the nice thing about this machine is it's got feet that have built-in feed dogs. So instead of a walking foot per se, there are feed dogs underneath the feet, and there's a straight stitch industrial foot that has the walking foot, and then there's also a zigzag foot. And let me just zoom in here so you can see. Mary says, I always discover things I had forgotten I had when I cleaned my sewing room. That is true. I found some things, I've organized some things, and I've created sort of new piles for keeping everything organized. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get this nice and close here. I think that's a good angle. And what I want to show you is the feet that come with this machine. The one that's on the machine right now, I just want to show you. See in the bottom of this foot how there's a walking foot or a feed dogs right there? That's what's going to help feed the fabric. And this is the zigzag one. I'm going to use the one that I have on, the straight stitch one, but this is what makes this machine so exciting. It's got built-in feed dogs that help advance the fabric from the top, while the feed dogs on the bottom are feeding the bottom layer. So I'm very excited about that. And what I want to do first is just show you, I'm going to sew on this scrap, and I have a knee lift, which is exciting. So see, I can hands-free lift my presser foot, which is nice. And I'm just going to stick the fabric under here, and I'm just going to stitch a seam. And my stitch length is set at 2.4, and I'm going to actually bring it down to 2.2. Doesn't that purr like a kitten? I'm so excited. I'm going to cut the thread, and then I just want to show you, this is standard thread, and watch what happens when I pull it. It breaks, okay? And this is one of those issues with using standard thread when you're sewing knits. You want to have some stretch to your seam. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you this. This is SeraFlex thread from Mettler, and I'm just going to show you. I'm going to roll some out here, and I'm just going to wrap it around my fingers like this. So watch. See how I can pull it and it has a nice stretchy feel to it? So let's wind a bobbin. So I'm just going to take out my gray thread, and I'm going to put this on here, and let's just wind a bobbin. Oops. So to wind a bobbin, I'm just going to bring it here, and I'm going to put it through the hole of the bobbin. Maybe I should cut the tail. Okay, so I'm going to stop and see what you guys are saying. I can't see the comments from where I'm sitting, so just let me get this wound and then I'll see what you guys are saying over there. Hold on. Alright, so I've got the thread through the hole on the top of the bobbin. The bobbin's going to sit here. I'm going to push the bobbin winder towards me, and then I'm going to press bobbin winding. Okay, so we're winding the bobbin. While that's winding, let me just check and see what's happening over here. PG says, love the big throat area of your new machine. Oh, I do too. I'm so excited. And Jamie says, after seeing you use the stretch thread on It's So Easy, I wanted to try it. I'm so interested to see in seeing this thread today. And by the way, you look very pretty on the show. Oh, thank you. I had a professional makeup artist who professional makeup artist for that show, so I did have some help being lovely. Okay, so let me see. I've just wound the bobbin regular, meaning I didn't wind it slow, I just wound it. So I'm going to take out the bobbin I have now, and I'm going to put this in here, and I'm just going to feed it through this little track and put the cover back on. Alright, so now I'm going to thread the machine. And this is very easy threading. Oops. You go down and around, back down, under here. Okay, there is a needle threader, but I'm not going to attempt it because I think the little wire is actually bent. And I don't have a stretch needle in here, so I'm just going to try it with the needle I have. And we're going to see what happens. So I'm just going to stick the thread in the needle. And let's sew another stitch here. Another row of stitching. Okay, so I'm just going to stitch right next to the one that I ripped. So let's see what this does. So here's the seam, and I'm going to stretch it, and look at how it stretches. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so it's got some nice give to it, and it's not breaking. So that's kind of exciting. I think I'm going to make my tension a little tighter here. It looks a little loose. Let me try it one more time. I'm going to go on this side here. Oops. Let's see. Alright, let's try it again. And I tighten the upper tension just a little bit. Okay, so that worked much better. It's hard to see because I'm black on black. This first row of stitching was a little bit loose. Now I've got it seated in there, and it's a really nice stitch. So an adjustment I had to make was I had to tighten my upper tension, and I put it on, from normal 4, I put it on 6. Okay, so tightening the tension made it perfect. And you can see, I mean, I can rip it if I pull it to its extreme, but for the most part, it's going to give me some added stretch. So the next thing is, let me just see. Oh, better sound now that I move the mic. Yes, well, I will tell you that the microphone is way over there. I'm going to move it closer. Sorry. Oops. All right, so I've got the mic right close to me now, right here. I will be fixing my whole situation in terms of how I'm going to organize my camera and my computer and everything. So I'm sorry for the little bit of disorganization with that. I want to show you, in addition to just letting it stitch and creating a nice stretchy seam, the next thing I'm going to do is, as I sew, I'm just going to gently stretch the fabric like this. I'm not going to pull it really hard, just a little bit. I'm not stopping it from feeding under the presser foot. I'm just gently stretching it front to back, and my hands are moving with the feed dogs, okay? And when I do that, my guess is now I can pull it really hard and it's not breaking. So if you give the fabric a little bit of a stretch and it's combined with the give of the SeraFlex thread, I have a seam that is completely stretchy, okay? And that's important when you're making yoga pants. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my two legs. I have my yoga pants legs here, and you can see this is the inseam from the crotch to the hem, and I'm just going to pin them together, right sides together, and I'm just going to use some wonder clips here. So I'm going to pin it at the hem, I'm going to pin it at the top, and then I'm going to put maybe one pin in the middle, so somewhere in the middle, right here. Okay, and we're going to sew these yoga pants. Anna's actually very excited because I've been promising to make her yoga pants for a while, and it hasn't fit into my schedule. So I'm going to start at the top here, and I'm just going to stitch I am just going to stitch about 3/8 of an inch away from the edge. And as I go, I'm just going to gently stretch my fabric so that this has a nice stretchy inseam. Okay. Now the one thing I can say about this SeraFlex thread is that it's not giving me any fits with my machine, so it's working really nicely in my machine. Okay. Okay, when I get to the bottom of the seam, I am going to back tack. Okay, so there's one leg. And now I'm just going to get my second leg ready, and I'm going to sew that. And again, I'm just literally going to put like maybe 3 wonder clips, one at the top, one at the hem, and one in the middle. Okay, so see, there's my seam. And if anybody is watching and they're interested in making yoga pants, but they'd really like to customize the fit of it, and they would like to have some tender loving attention, I am teaching my Easy Fit and Sew yoga pants for the Sew Expo on February 24th. I did a video showing where I'm sewing this, where I'm teaching next month, so if you're interested in that, it's in the video. I'll put a link to that video in this description when I'm done. This machine just hums along like a little, like it purrs. Okay, and again, I'm just going to back tack. Okay, and having a machine or a needle plate that has a straight stitch plate with a single hole makes it much easier to sew your seams in your fabric without having it suck into the machine. So I just want to show you the inside. So see, there's my seam allowance. Okay, and you can see this is a nice stretchy, really stretchy seam. Okay, so I love this thread. All right, so I'm just going to switch over to here now so I can just show you how to set it up for the next step. Just back this up here. Oops. I'm just going to get it over here for a second. Okay. All right. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you. I've got my two legs. Oh, Mary wants to know if I was using a straight stitch, not a type of stretch stitch. Okay, so Mary, I always use a standard straight stitch, and I shorten my stitch length to like 2.2, 2.4, because in a, the built-in stretch is created every time the needle goes down to get the bobbin thread and comes back up. So if you combined a shorter straight stitch with a stretchy thread like this SeraFlex thread, and then if you stretch your fabric just a little bit, it makes a virtually unbreakable seam. You can see I'm really pulling this. And also the other thing is it's laying nice and flat on this fabric. You can see there's no puckering there. So I'm just using a standard straight stitch. I'm not really a fan of the zigzag or narrow zigzag stitches for most fabrics because you can almost see the pick marks on the right side of the seam where it zigzags back and forth. And you can see from the right side of the fabric, see how nice that looks? It just looks like a standard seam. You know, it's very nice, it's stretchy, it's very durable. So I'm turning one leg right side out. So this is my right side out leg. This leg is inside out. So here's my seam. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the leg that's right side out and I'm literally going to just put it inside that opposite leg that's inside out, and I'm going to match my crotch inseams right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a wonder clip and just clip that so it matches. Then I'm going to bring it around, and you can see this is my back crotch length, or my back crotch is right here, see? So I'm going to just put a pin up here. And then I'm going to put a pin at the top of the front crotch seam or at the waist over here. See right here. All right, so now if I lay it like this, you can see I've got this U shape. Okay, so I'm going to sew from front to back, and I'm going to turn the whole thing the other way because I want to sew inside, or I want to sew like inside the circle. I know it's not a complete circle, but I want to sew from here around to here. And when I do that, my seam allowances are going to be pressed towards the back, the inseam seam allowances. So there are my inseam seam allowances. I have them pinned towards the back. And if I start sewing in the front, then the seam allowances will just lay flat and nice like that. So let's go back to the machine. Let's get this to go back over here. Okay. Okay. All right, so I am just going to sew from here and I'm going to back tack. Okay, and I am going to stretch this as I sew because this is the seam that has the most stress, the crotch seam. Okay, and as I come to the intersection of my inseams, I'm just going to stitch straight across. Okay, and then I'm going to just stitch right up the back inseam like this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. Okay, so here is the right side of things, and I'm going to just turn them so they're completely right side out. Let me just do that first. Actually, I'm going to turn them so they're completely inside out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to top stitch along my crotch seam to reinforce it, and I'm going to sew through both seam allowances and the fabric. So again, I'm going to back up. Oops. Right, so and I'm just feeling and making sure that both of my seam allowances are going in the same direction. So they're literally right in here. And what that's going to do is it's going to just allow me to reinforce this crotch seam. Okay, so there's my intersection of my inseam and my crotch. Now as I go up over the seam allowances, I'm just going to raise my presser foot and let the fabric relax a little bit. And again, I'm just making sure both seam allowances are laying towards the right. Oops. All right, this is exciting. Oops. All right, so let's look at this up close. I'm going to just bring them back over to the table. Now I just want to make sure I'm in focus. Hold on, I'm going to use that to focus. There we go. All right. Okay, so you can see here my my crotch seam is nice and double stitched. Okay. All right, and now let's turn it to the right side here. Okay, so see, I've got that nice reinforced stitching. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I cut my waistband. I cut it out already, and what I did was I laid out my legs, and I just made it probably, if I just show you here, I'm going to have to trim it a little bit now that it's sewn, because right now you can see, if I bring them both the ends over here, okay, they're almost exactly the same length. And you want your waistband to be a little bit tighter. So this is where the pants end. This is where the waistband ends. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off about an inch. So it'll be 2 inches shorter than the top of the yoga pants themselves. So literally I'm just going to cut this off. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the sewing machine, and I'm going to sew this into a circle. So we're going to sew this short seam, which will become my center back seam on my waist. So I'm just going to put 2 pins here. All right, and then I'm going to go back to the sewing machine. See if I can just wing it around with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew my center back seam, and again I'm going to do a 3/8 inch seam allowance approximately. Just want to make sure I don't lose this thread when I start sewing. Let me just tuck it back there. And I'm going to back tap. And I'm not super worried about stretching this because this is going to be double. Okay, so I'll just finish. All right. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is let's go back over here and I will show you how to pin the waistband on. Okay, so here is the top of my pants right here. And here is my waistband. So the first thing I'm going to do to this waistband is I'm going to fold it in half, wrong sides together, like this. Okay, so now my waistband is, if I lay it right on top, you can see it's just a little bit shorter than the top of my waistband. So see, there's just a little bit over here where you can see it's shorter. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the opposite, or the halfway point. So here is my seam. So I'm going to here's my seam, and then I'm just going to mark the halfway point. PG, I will put a link to where you can purchase the SeraFlex thread. They actually sent it to me, so I didn't have to buy it. But I will put a link to where you can purchase SeraFlex thread in the description of the video after I'm done. But I have to say, I really like it. It's very, very nice. All right, so I've got my halfway point here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my seam allowances right here with the center back seam. And I'm going to pin that in place. And it's all right sides together. And then I'm going to pull the legs through the waistband so I can wrap it around to the front. Okay, so see, the second pin right here is going to get pinned onto the center front. Okay, and then I've got some, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch the waistband to agree with the length of my waistline. Okay, so see, it's stretched out, and then to get in there, I'm just going to walk my hand over. So right here is where I can join up the waistband and the, and I just want to make sure that I'm, like, see, there's the extra right there. And then let me see. Okay, there seems to be an equal amount of extra on this side. So this is approximately where the side seam would be if there was a side seam. So I'm just going to stick a pin there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So basically, if you're working by yourself and you have to fit your waistband onto your top of your waistline, just stretch it until it's even, like this. And then just walk your fingers in, and then you can grab it in the middle, and that's how you know where to line up or distribute the ease of the waistline along the smaller waistband. So I just want to make sure I have an equal amount. Yeah, that seems okay. So I'm just going to pin it there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the sewing machine and I'm going to pin on, I'm going to sew on this waistband. Diane says, eager to try SeraFlex, have been disappointed by EloFlex stretch thread. Yeah, I don't want to, EloFlex is nice, and I think, I think, if it likes your machine, it works really well. But this thread, I have to say, works really, really well. It's nice to have options, you know what I mean? It's nice to be able to, try different threads and see how they work. All right, so I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to look and see. And what I'm noticing is, I feel like So see, I have, like, you can see the extra right here. See how it's dripping down? And I've got extra here. And then over here, I think in my, oops. I think in my center back, I am going to slide a little bit of the pants towards the back here just to distribute that a little bit better. Because it's almost like it was a little uneven there. So I'm just... Okay, so let me just see here. Mary says, I am lazy. I quarter both pieces and mark them with pins and then match them up. Well, you totally can do that. I just really, this is the way I've been doing it. And basically I just, make sure that there's sort of an even amount between the pins. And I think I have it the way I like it now. So I'm going to go back to the sewing machine. Okay, let me just switch this over. Okay. All right, so I'm going to sew from pin to pin to pin. I'm going to start right before the pin at the center back. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of worry about each quarter. So I'm going to start here. And I just want to make sure that lays flat. The seam allowances that I top stitched in that direction. Okay, and then I'm going to just make sure stretching it nice and even. And of course now I'm dealing with 3 layers, so I just want to make sure all 3 layers are in agreement here. Okay, here we go. Okay. I'm sort of sitting in a weird, sort of at an angle, so my stitching is not my most prized stitching. However, this pair is really, I don't want to say it's a test pair, but I did some adjustments to Anna's pattern, so I want to make sure that it fits her. And then once I try it on her, if it's good, then I'm gonna make her a whole bunch. All right, let me just get this here. You can see I can sew with this thread at top speed, and it's really working nicely. Alright, almost done. I'm just going to go over the center back one more time. All right, this is exciting. We have yoga pants. Let me just lay it down here to show you. Okay. I just want to make sure this is in focus. Hold on. Okay. All right, so oops. All right, so I am super excited. I think these are going to be nice. I'm going to have Anna try them on after I get off camera, but you can see, very nice, very, very stretchy. Okay, so super happy with the SeraFlex thread. All right, so let's see. Mary says, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Coastal Constance. Hi, Jen. I love your channel. Constance from Pennsylvania. Welcome, Constance from Pennsylvania. Thank you for joining us. Me too. Okay, so Diane also quarters her waistband. You can totally do that. I just got in the habit of reaching around and finding the middle, but feel free to do your quarters. That might actually be a little bit easier. And then let's see, Mary says that she found the thread on Etsy for $5 a spool for 130 meters. Let me see. I'm just going to check here. SeraFlex. Oops, hold on. I'm just going to look it up. Probably I should have looked it up before I got. Yeah, it looks like it does cost $5 a spool from Etsy, from a whole bunch of places. SeraFlex. All right, so if you Elcott Sewing City Sew and Vac sells it for $3 a spool. They're a baby lock dealer, so that would be an option. $3 a spool is better than $5 a spool. I will put this Elcott City Sew and Vac website on the description for this video when I'm done, and because that's $3 a spool, and they seem to have a bunch of colors. You might have to look at a color chart because all of the listings are just with the color number. There's no picture, but they're $3 a spool, so I kind of like that, $3 a spool. So I will put that link, and if I find a better link, I'll put a better link as well. And I might actually consider, I don't know, I really like it. I might consider selling it myself too, but for now I will find some of the less expensive places for you to buy it. But as you can see, I really, like I said, I really like it. It's really, really nice and stretchy. So now I'm going to have Anna try these on and see if they're good, and then if they fit great, I'm going to blow her out a few pairs so she has enough. She wants enough yoga pants so she doesn't have to do more than one wash a week. Right now she runs out, so I promised her I would get that going. All right, so let me see. Does anybody have any questions? Coastal Constant says, what pattern did you use for these pants? This is my Easy Fit and Sew yoga pants. I will put a link to those in the description below. Plus, I am teaching it so it comes with the kit with the fabric and the the fabric and the pattern at Sew Expo on February 24th. So I'll put a link to that class as well. So you can sew it on the sewing machine or the serger. And if you want to take a class and get the kit, you can do that too. Mary said, did you hem them? I will hem them after Anna tries them on. I want to make sure they're the length she wants. I made them a little bit longer than the pattern. So after Anna tries them on, I'm going to hem them. But the other thing is I have a whole playlist for how to sew the yoga pants. And the last video in that playlist shows how to hem them using a twin needle. So I may actually try to do that, you know, do a twin needle after I get her to try them on. So I will hem them. I'm just not going to hem them yet. All right. So does anybody else have any questions? Please let me know. If you have any questions about using the SeraFlex thread or the yoga pants pattern or any of these other things, please post your comments and I'll help you. Also, like I said, I will put a link to places where you can buy the SeraFlex thread, and then you'll have that as well. So I'll research that after I get off, and I'll put links to that in the description of this video. So, oh, Mary says, nice to know about the thread. Yeah, I really like it. I'm going to be using it more for things. They sent me a bunch of colors. Let me see, what did I do with all the other colors? All right, I don't know what I do with my Ziploc bag and my nice clean. Oh, wait a minute. Here's some other colors you can see. Let me see here. I'm going to switch to my. Okay, let me just switch over back to my picture. So here's some other threads. So they come in a lot of different colors, and it really looks like regular sewing thread. But anyway, so I will definitely put links to where you can find this under the video. So I think it's a nice thread. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this little studio tour / SeraFlex thread demo on my new machine. I'll be using my new machine to do lots of other fun stuff too. And again, I apologize for the disorganized camera work because I haven't quite figured out how I can get that to be a little bit more convenient. But maybe for next Friday I'll be more on top of that. So join me next Friday for FabFit Friday, and hopefully I'll have a more I don't know, a better setup for my cameras, I guess. So I'm going to work on that with my husband over the weekend, and I think I'll be able to figure it out. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I hope everybody is staying safe. If you sent me hats, thank you. And I think that's it. I think I'm all done. So yay. Oh, one other thing. If anybody has a Bernina L460 serger, it's a basic 4-thread serger from Bernina. I am starting a new playlist of video tutorials. I'm calling it the Bernina L460 serger manual series, and I did an unboxing, and I'm going to post that video later today, and then I'm just going to work through the manual like I did with the Baby Lock Ovation serger. So if you're interested in seeing a more basic serger that does not have air feed, and or if you own that serger, keep your eyes out for that too. Oh, Mary is going to be recuperating from finger surgery. I hope that goes well, Mary. I hope you're okay. All right, so I'll send you good wishes and prayers and happy vibrations, Mary. Okay. But anyway, so I will be doing that serger series, and that's going to be in addition to my Fit Tip Tuesday. So on Fit Tip Tuesday, I'll be doing something else, and then I will be doing the serger the Serger playlist will be on a different day, and I'll have FabFit Friday, so there's going to be lots going on in my channel. Sally says, hi Sally, I have an old Bernina 1150, so that series will be a good thing for me. I do too. I'm going to fuse my left little finger end joint. Oh, so it doesn't bend? Ooh, I hope that goes well, Mary. I have little finger. Look at this. This is a volleyball accident. my little joint won't go back into joint. So I try to use a pointer when and look I have it on my pinky too from volleyball. Both these boo-boos are from my daughter Abby. So my fingers are a little bent too. I hope that works out good for you, Mary. And then Diane says, I will be missing next week. Also, my radiologist for my new treatment plan. Best wishes to Mary next Friday. Best wishes, Mary. Oh, yes. All right, let's all send collective best wishes to everybody who needs them right now. So if you need something, I'm sending good wishes to you all. So whatever it is, sending good wishes to everybody. I want you guys to stay safe and keep sewing. And I will see you guys on Tuesday with a Fit Tip Tuesday video. And I'm not sure what I'm doing next week for FabFit Friday, but whatever it is, I promise you my camera situation will be more organized. So anyway, I'm going to sign off now, and thank you for joining me, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. All right? All right, bye-bye.